Hi, kids. Woo! It's only been like 5 months.
Only?
Yeah. Have you missed us?
we're back for more fun and thrills.
Oh, yes. Fun and thrills. I've missed this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, yeah, welcome to another edition of Bad Pop Song.
Yay.
The show where we take you on our magic carpet ride of movie reviews and musical cringe.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow. How have you been, Dan?
I've been fine, Bo. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, just the excuse for the absence is just pretty much just life, you know?
It was the holiday season and then winter and all that jazz. So
Yeah. Let's just call it a nice winter break or something.
We're finally feeling ourselves again. So
yeah. Oh, that's such a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking that the other day. It's like, yeah, I am feeling a little more like myself again.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I'm lucky enough to have those moments, it's nice to just be able to get together again and record another episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, yay! Here's to both Dan and I feeling feeling like ourselves again. So, I of course am Bo, and
I'm Dan.
Yes, the illustrious co-host who has a little housekeeping. Maybe
you need to go. You need to, well, right now you need to go. Just stop watching altogether. No. After the show is over or whenever you feel like it on a second screen or something, you need to go to badpopsong.com. Go check out previous episodes, Bo's rantings and ravings, as well as a little bit of music by him. Basically everything Bo.
Yeah, everything me.
It's all good stuff. You should go.
Yes. And FYI, I did sneak something in the last 5 months. Some weeks back, I did post a written review of the Steven Soderbergh film Black Bag. So if you haven't already read that is readily available for you to read on Bad Pop Song. We probably will be discussing a Steven Soderbergh film in this video or another video. So anyway. Just wanted to keep you updated if you're still keeping up with the website.
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
So yes,
what are we talking about today?
We are talking about a nice, sweet little queer rom-com called A Nice Indian Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if you love the meet cutes and you love the international theme and community and you know and Jonathan Groff, who of course he's probably most famous for being in the original cast of Hamilton, but he's done plenty of film and television as well. I know he's currently on Broadway again. He's who's the Mac the Knife guy again?
The Mac the Knife guy?
Yeah, who sings that song?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's doing like a retrospective.
Okay.
Yeah. Somewhere beyond the sea. Yeah, why can't I think of that guy's name? Anyway, Bobby Darin.
There you go.
Yes, he's doing like a Bobby Darin sort of retrospective on Broadway right now. So anyway, yes, A Nice Indian Boy. It stars Karan Soni, one of my favorite Indian actors, and of course, like I mentioned, Jonathan Groff.
Okay,
they are the sweet meet cute couple in the film. It is directed by Roshan, Sethi, who is also married to one of the stars. He's married to Karan Soni. Oh, so yeah, they made the film together. It's a cute little story how they met. They met on an app, like one of those. Yeah, but it's not just a dating app, but it's like an app where you can meet, colleagues and
sort of LinkedIn-esque.
Yes, you can get connected with your projects and things like that. So yeah, it's a really I think it's sweet, when people meet on apps and and then
Yeah.
and everything works out, So
So,
um
is this film autobiographical?
um I definitely think um I definitely think there is perhaps a little. I don't know. It was written by Eric Randall and Madhuri Shakar.
Okay.
Um, so it's based on Madhuri Shakar's play.
Okay.
Yeah. So I definitely think Karan Soni and Roshan Sethi were inspired by that because the filmmaker Roshan Sethi he's come out probably in the last 10 years. So I think, and I think being Indian and the story being about Indian and being out to your family and that sort of thing in your community, I definitely think there was a, a, a connection.
Yeah. Definitely a seeing themselves in that story.
For sure. Yeah. And now that I've mentioned that it was a play, I would love to see the stage production of this actually. But anyway, I am ready for any of your questions.
So is it a relatively bog standard rom-com?
It is, as far as like the meet cute thing sort of goes. It does have a lot of those. I hate to say this because I love the movie so much, but it does have those rom-com tropes to it.
Oh yeah.
But it's a little deeper than that.
Yeah.
There's a little more to it than that.
People that are fans of rom-coms kind of want to see those tropes.
Sure.
That's why they call it cozy, is because they know what's going to happen, more or less.
Oh, and this is such a cozy film. It's not just cozy. It just makes you happy. And it's very sweet. And again, there's so much in it about relating to family and being comfortable with who you are and how that all relates. But yeah, I guess I'll just go into the plot.
Tell me a little bit about this. How Hallmarkian is it?
Well, Karan Soni plays Naveen. Naveen is a doctor, and he meets Jay. Naveen's last name is Gavaskar. Jay's last name is Kwandakar. And you're wondering, you're like, oh, it's a white guy with an Indian name. But Jay, who is played by Jonathan Groff, was actually adopted by Indian parents. And he fully embraced the Hindu faith and the Indian culture, and he felt very at home with that. So yeah,
interesting.
And so anyway, Naveen, the doctor, who's very introverted and awkward socially, and just he's the type of person, he's just no game, absolute lack of confidence. He just walks into a room and he's so completely uncomfortable and everything, and I suppose that's part of his charm, right?
Oh yeah.
And of course he meets Jay. Jay is the photographer who's taking all the pictures of the doctors. It's picture day at the hospital.
Of course.
Jay is also an artist. He's a photographer and a painter and things like that, and he emphasizes in queer identity and as far as of his artwork and photography.
And I'm sure extremely extroverted, because you always have to have those, they're two sides of the coin.
Trope number one. Dan called it already.
Hey,
yes. Jay,
I've written a couple rom-coms.
Jay is extremely extroverted. And it's so much to the fact that like it overwhelms Naveen. which does not, that being said, it does not take away from its attraction to him at all.
Not at all. I adore
But-
the extrovert introvert interaction.
But it's the typical meet cute. He takes his picture, they meet eyes, and they're instantly like attracted to each other, and they
little sparks.
they set up a date, and Jay takes Naveen on their first date to a Bollywood film.
Oh, of course.
And it's one of his favorites. He grew up watching with his family.
Okay.
And Naveen also loves the film, but he is pretending that he isn't not familiar, that he doesn't love it or anything like that. Because, again, I think he's just really
he has that wall up.
Right, yeah. He has that wall. Very good. Very good. See, this is why you're here with me, Dan.
Like I said, I've written a few
yes, you
rom-coms.
have. Yes, we have. Yes, you have. You definitely have. You and D.
Mm-hmm. My writing partner.
Yeah. Are they yeah, we got to plug that more.
Well, we'll see in the future what happens to that. We're sort of in flux.
Okay.
She's found visual novels as an outlet. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Later.
Yes. Let's please.
We need to talk about the film.
Yes. So Naveen and Jay, they go on their date, and so I'll turn it over to you for a question or whatever.
Okay. All right. How much does it go into their individual families? I mean, is this a very Indian film?
Well, it is very Indian. Jay's parents have passed away.
Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, there's a very sweet moment in the film where after their first date kind of ends sort of awkwardly.
As you would expect.
He invites Naveen to his art exhibit.
Okay.
And Naveen is looking at all of his photographs, and at the very end of the exhibit is a picture of Jay and his two parents, and they're all in their Indian garb, and including Jay, and it very much moved Naveen, and Naveen, it's like, okay, now I know who this guy really is.
Right. But it's not that he's sort of latched on to the culture.
But one of the things that I love about Jay's character is that, I mean, he goes beyond like wearing his heart on his sleeve. He just says what you are supposed to say all the time. There's like no lack of communication at all. Like he just, everything is love with him, and he comes from love, and he speaks with love, and he doesn't hesitate. He's not that, like, for instance, I know there's always been occasions where I felt like I want to say this, but that's just, I'm going to scare them away or something like that. Jay does not think like that at all. He just, it's
no inhibitions whatsoever.
None at all. And again, if you're a fan of Jonathan Groff, with his acting and his performing, and you've seen him on stage, he treats us to some singing and things like that, because he sings some music from the Bollywood film to the Naveen character. And so yeah, but yeah, and to answer your question, yeah, there's a lot of stuff surrounding Naveen's family and his relationship with his parents and his sister, and his sister who had sort of like a pseudo arranged marriage.
Okay.
And in fact, the film begins with her wedding.
Oh.
And Naveen just sort of sitting there dreaming of having that for himself someday. Yeah. And because it's the very elaborate, it is the very elaborate Indian wedding, and with the fire and all the dancing and the food and the merriment and all that, all
goodness,
the very traditional, and the thing is, like, Jay wants that too, you know, because for all intents and purposes, he himself is Indian,
Right.
even, uh so yeah, and Naveen's parents know that he's gay, and they they're accepting and they're loving. But again, and this, I think this happens in a lot of foreign families,
Mm.
immigrant families. There's sort of like this lack of communication, and
Okay.
Naveen just sort of assumes that this is just awkward for his parents,
Mm.
so he doesn't really, um they don't talk much. They don't really talk at all about
Mm-hmm.
if he's dating, his relationships, and things like that, other than the fact that they're just accepting
Yeah.
of who he is.
His parents are probably a lot like him in that they're introverted and they just don't want to deal with, expression, emotions.
Well, his mother, who is played by Indian comedian Zarna Garg, who if you've seen her perform, she's so funny. She's super funny, and she I mean, she talks about being from Mumbai, and how she was poor, and then she talked about how she was a stay-at-home mom, and just
Mm.
she's on stage. I don't know, it's she's she's just so funny, and she really just puts herself out there. She plays this mom. That character's name is Mega. She's not an introvert at all.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, she like it's what's funny about the film is that, like, when he's there, like, out TV is on, and if it's showing like some sort of like what one of the dating shows where
Mm.
they're just it's just like
Mm-hmm.
all these strangers living together and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, and they're all pretty and half naked and stuff like that, and they have no idea what makes him comfortable,
Uh-huh.
so anything that's gay, even if it's something like out TV or something like that, they're gonna have it on because they just assume that that's gonna make him comfortable, and that's how they should be.
Which obviously
Right,
isn't.
right, right. So that's a lot of the comedy in the film. But some of the seriousness too is eventually, like, he has to learn to communicate with his parents, and
Mm-hmm.
and tell them what he wants, and and there's a bit of a side story with the sister too. His sister is played by Sunita Mani, and she she plays his sister, Arundhati. And Arundhati, again, I mentioned, that she has the big wedding in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, but you can tell she's got some personal issues too, and then
Mm-hmm.
and so they kind of dive a little bit into her own sort of relationship with her parents, and
Mm.
so yeah, it actually shows the family's work in progress,
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not like talking about anything that hasn't been in any reviews or has been published, but of course, Jay and Naveen get their dream Indian wedding.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
And
is that what Jay is looking for in his life? Is just the fact that he is now part of a very large family?
yes, he wants the community.
Okay.
He feels like that's what love is. It's like love is community. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just finding the person,
Mm-hmm.
finding your life partner. It's also being a part of a community,
Mm-hmm.
and which is, again, something that's also very um that's very profound and meaningful,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. Another reason why I love the Jay character so much, because I feel like I strive to be him as
Mm.
well. So yeah, and Harish Patel is he plays his Naveen's dad, and Archit is he's a nice guy. but he's just very reserved, and he's very quiet. He doesn't say much.
Very buttoned up.
Yeah. But this is probably the most tender character that I've seen Harish Patel play. He plays, I don't know, he sometimes plays villainous. It's the things that I've seen him in, or sort of mean-spirited, somewhat aggressive type of characters,
right.
And so it I've also seen him. There was a character that he played in the Number One Ladies Detective Agency, which was on many years ago on HBO. You can probably still catch it like on Max there, and if you have HBO, whatever. But he played a very stereotypical Indian, business owner in Botswana, he wasn't a bad guy, but again, it was those negative Indian stereotypes that they're materialistic and maybe a little bit racist and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So to see Harish Patel play sort of like a gentler, softer type of a character, it was sort of refreshing. So, but yeah, I love this film. I can't say enough about it. It played South by Southwest. It came out of South by Southwest, and it was a lot of good buzz. But I think it took a little bit for it to get some distribution, because it's finally now hitting the theaters.
Oh, good.
So I'm encouraging everyone to run out and go see it.
So one last question, though.
Yes.
You are, of course, theoretically,
the film festival,
having a film festival that goes from noon on a Friday all the way. No, yeah, I forget. I've forgotten what days it happens. It happens from Saturday night till Friday or till Sunday morning.
I think something like that. It probably starts like Friday night and then ends like midday Sunday, something like that.
Yeah. Well, either which way, the whole idea is that it's a 24-hour film festival. So when do you play this at your film festival?
I would play this. This is prime time.
Yeah.
This would be a 7:30, 8 o'clock.
This is totally a crowd
showing
pleaser
on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yes. And in fact, film festivals, most film festivals give awards. So this would be an award winner, and I would reshow it like on Sunday.
Aha!
So
get more eyes on it.
that is how warmly I feel about this film.
Very cool.
Yeah.
More gay rom-coms,
Yes, please. All right.
So anything else this episode, or shall we move on to another show?
No, let's wrap this up.
All right then.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys out there for listening, watching. There's the camera. Anywho, that's this episode of Bad Pop Song. Be sure to, once again, to check out the website, badpopsong.com, for the latest episodes, links to the songs, movies, whatever we discuss. All that stuff is up there. Tune in next time when Bo continues to take us on his wondrous magic carpet ride of musical cringe. Or pop culture cringe.
Pop culture cringe.
Or not necessarily cringy stuff, too.
Well,
it's this wonderful tour of pop culture and musical cringe.
Also, Bad Pop Song is also on YouTube, so please like and subscribe.
As always. Leave us a comment. Hit that bell.
A nice one, please.
Ideally. We're nice people. We deserve love.
Aww,
don't we?
We do. Especially you. You're the most lovable, Dan. Look at that face.
Well, until then, I'm Dan.
I'm Bo.
Have fun.
Yeah.